I'm Adam Kors, and this is my story. Growing up, we had a religion class every day in school. We prayed every day in school. We read the Bible as like our homework and had memory verses. I think it really set me up for a life following Jesus. I was also just great at school. I was high school valedictorian. I didn't really have a problem with grades or anything ever. And on paper, everything was pretty great. When I was in 5th grade, my teacher called my parents because I was shaking my head so uncontrollably that he thought I was going to give myself a concussion. So I got tested and I had a mild form of Tourette syndrome. It's something in your brain that tells you you need to do this, otherwise something bad's going to happen. It's something I still struggle with. In 6th grade, I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. So OCD for me looked like checking locked doors because if I didn't check them a certain number of times, someone was going to break in and kill my family. With that came something called scrupulosity. Scrupulosity is, imagine having OCD, everything I just described, with your faith. It felt like every time I did something wrong, God was ready to drop the hammer on me. And I still kind of feel that way. And then I went to UW-Madison. I went from the kid with perfect grades to not so perfect grades, and I almost had to drop out. But God also used my college years in ways I never would have imagined. I heard about this thing called Campus Crusade for Christ. It was just something I'd never experienced with people living in relationship with Jesus, whereas for me, coming from a pretty traditional background, it was a lot of rules. I mean, God was love, but not like, I didn't feel like God liked me, because I frankly didn't really like me. So I graduated and became an engineer, and moved back home, and I started having some pretty serious depression issues and anxiety issues. I hid it from everybody. Darker stuff started happening. Within the last few years, I think I've had at least one suicidal thought a day. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's 4 or 5. On my worst days, it's about once an hour. I was on different medications and seeing different therapists, and it wasn't really helping, and it was more exhausting than anything. I was frustrated that I couldn't just take a magic pill and it would all go away, and I was frustrated with God because, I mean, that's not the right answer. I'm a Christian. I'm supposed to be happy all the time. I'm supposed to always be content and always be fulfilled, and that wasn't it. I was mad at God. Still kind of am. It's hard to find God in that, but He is also with me through it all. He's with me when I practice smiling in the mirror because smiling doesn't feel natural. He's with me when I am screaming at Him, when I'm praying, Lord, please take this cup of suffering from me if it be your will. He's with me as I bounce between doctor to doctor and pill to pill and whatever it is. He's literally that light in the darkness at night when I can't sleep. He's literally that light in the darkness when I can't get out of bed. He is in my family that never stops supporting me. He's in my friends that love me and still want to hang out with me, and as soon as I started telling them all this within the last few weeks, after hiding it for so long, they started crying and praying with me. Despite the lies that it's, either the OCD or the anxiety or maybe the devil himself are telling me that I'm not good enough and twisting Bible verses against me or whatever it is, there's truth in God's word. There's truth in that He does know the plans He has for me. He does work for the good of those who love Him, and He does want me to have life and have it to the full, and He's not lying. And that's the hope I have. It's the hope of, a God that does leave the 99 sheep and come after the one, as lost as I feel a lot of times.